So Tesla delivered a record number of vehicles in the second quarter of 2023 with over 450,000 vehicles delivered. That's an increase of more than 80% from the previous year. The company has lowered prices in several markets, including the US, UK, and China, to compete with other manufacturers. Lowering their prices has reduced their profit, but it is having a positive effect in their stock price. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts for Tesla stock, which is performing really well this year. So we have the three screens set up here. This is how we analyze the markets. The top left-hand chart is the monthly time frame to give us a bigger perspective of what price is doing. And the top right-hand chart is the weekly time frame, so we can have a slightly closer look at price action. And the chart here along the bottom is the daily time frame where we actually enter positions. You also notice on the weekly and on the daily there are trend filter colors. When the bars are green, it means that we are bullish. When they're red, bearish, and gray, usually when price is forming a deep decline or an area of consolidation. So let's look at the monthly time frame for Tesla. We can clearly see, if you just go back in history, so if you look at this point here, so June 2019, price hit a support level base at around $12. Then we started to see a rise in this stock and moved above this. This is a monthly PIV9, so a major resistance here at $26. If I just zoom in slightly, you can see that. So this is formed from this high back in September 2017. So price broke above this level. So this was a pivotal point for Tesla because it broke above a major resistance level and it remained above this level. We did see a move up for the next few months, and then price declined, used this level as support, so which was previously resistance was used as support. And then we had a strong bounce from this low in March 2020. And note that the decline to this level of support occurred during the COVID pandemic. So there was a strong decline across the board, but this only came down to support, and we had a strong bounce in March in the peak of the pandemic. And then this bounce resulted in a long-term bullish rally. So we had a strong move to the upside. That's where there was a lot of hype around Tesla. So from this point, price moved up 1,466%. But then what happens is usually price will form a deep decline or an area of consolidation. In this case, price formed a very deep decline after hitting the $400 round number. So price then declined from this high in November 2021 and all the way down to this low in January 2023. So price declined 75%. That was a very steep drop and a very long way for price to recover. But as we can see, looking at the charts, price is performing really well. So the start of the year, price found support at, this red line is last year's low. The lowest point price reached last year was $108. This decline in January also came down slightly, actually came down and touched the $100 round number. Missed it by a few points, but came down to $100. So major support cluster here, forced price back to the upside. We had a bullish month in January, another bullish month in February. We can see there was indecision in March with this indecision candle here. Then we had a decline in April. So price pulled back in April, which is normal. We're going to have a closer look at this area on the lower time frame. So price pulled back in April, and then May we had a return back to the upside, a really huge move up in June as well. Similar size candle to the one we saw in January. And so far for July, we're only a few trading days into the month and already seeing a bullish move. So the bullish momentum is continuing. So right now price is up. So if you look at this low from January, if I just measure this to current price, that's a move up of 180%. So price is recovering really well at the moment. The next hurdle for price is the $300 round number. If you look at the crosshair, you can see that this high back in January 2021 also came up to the $300 round number, failed, and then we had this decline. But then we did have a breakthrough in October 2021. If I just draw in a line here, horizontal ray from this high, we can see how price interacted with this level. So we had a price shot up through this level in October 2021 and then came down and hesitated around this area. So this is a strong support and resistance zone. Then we finally had a decline, through this level in April 2022. This was then used as resistance in August and September 2022. Then we had a decline. So now we want to see how price will react to this level. It will likely react around this level, whether or not we see a reversal or just some hesitation before we see a continuation. Price is likely to hover around this level before we see a breakthrough, or we could see a strong bullish candle like we did in October 2021, where we saw a nice strong surge through resistance. If we have a move above $300 and price continues to trend, then we're waiting for a break above this zone. So this is the $400 round number. This green line is last year's high, and we have the all-time high at $414. So a strong cluster of resistance. If price manages to break through this area, then we're in store for some strong moves in Tesla. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. You can see a closer look here. So this is that region I mentioned where we had this decline in April 2023. Price came down and used the 200 simple moving average as support. So price has been hovering around the 200, well, was hovering around the 200 between December 2022 and May 2023. We've now seen them push away from this area of support, and price is looking strong right now. Notice that the bars are green. The trend filter color has turned to green, indicating we are seeing bullish activity in Tesla on the weekly time frame. And if we go down to the daily time frame, the bars here, majority of the candles are green. We did have a few gray candles because the price pulled back towards the 20 simple moving average, but right now price is looking strong and heading up. If you look closely at this area here, we had a gap up candle on Monday. So after price closed on Friday, price closed around $261. On Monday we had a strong gap up, and that gap was a gap of around just under 6%. So just under 6% gap. And what we usually see when price gaps is a move to the downside to fill this gap. But in this case, price has continued to move away. So let's see how the next few days unfold. If we have a pullback, we may see this price come down to fill this gap and then bounce back to the upside, or we may just see a strong continuation to the upside. But remember that $300 round number may act as a level of resistance. So looking at the news, Tesla is performing really well in sales, and the stock price is also performing really well. If they continue to produce profit, then we should see the stock price also continue to move towards that all-time high, which is at $414. So this is producing really good profit for investors right now, and we'll just have to see how price continues to unfold as we go through the rest of July. If you like what you've seen today, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and also hit that notification icon so that you can catch all of our videos as soon as they are available, because we will be updating all of these assets that we've gone through, such as Tesla, Apple, and other assets. So you don't want to miss out on those videos, so hit that notification icon right now. See you all on the next video.